welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the show today. Greatly appreciate you being a part of the show. Great show lined up for you today. We've got Luke Farabaugh. Luke is the general manager for the TPC, and Luke is going to be talking about the upcoming Birdies for the Brave golf tournament. Larry Richard is with us. Larry is with the Louisiana Indian Heritage Association. They have their big powwow coming up on November 22nd and 23rd at the Lamar Dixon Center. Kristina Lagasse is going to be here. Kristina is with Cox. I have the pleasure of working with her, and she's going to be talking about an important educational program that we're involved in at Cox called C2C. And then another Cox employee who I have the pleasure of working with, Millie Baudier, and she's going to be talking about the annual Tour de Jefferson bike rally that comes up every year. It's just a wonderful biking event for the family, and she's going to be talking about how you can get involved in that and be giving us the dates and more information. A great show lined up for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We have a really, really good show lined up for you. What better way to start a program than with Luke Farabaugh? Luke is the general manager, good friend of ours, general manager at TPC, absolutely one of the best golf courses in the state of Louisiana. And Luke, the thing I always like to point out is, and I really want to hammer this home, a lot of people feel that TPC is a member-only golf course, and it's not. It is a public facility.
And that's a typical reaction when people know that there's a golf course that hosts a PGA Tour event.
Exactly, that's a good point.
To feel that
that's
way.
A good point.
But we are a completely public facility. It is actually owned by the state of Louisiana, and we manage it for the state of Louisiana. So with that being the case, it is a public facility.
Yeah, I was out the other day. I had lunch. Another thing I don't think people realize, restaurant is a wonderful restaurant, open to the public. You don't have to be a, quote, member. You don't have to even be playing golf to come out there and eat. I probably come over there once a week. I think it is probably one of the hidden jewels of restaurants on the west bank of Jefferson Parish.
Yeah, it's a great facility. Obviously, the ambiance is awesome. You can look out on the golf course while you're eating. An excellent chef, Chef Ryan Gall, does an amazing job.
Very inexpensive. Very inexpensive.
Great pricing, no question about it, and an excellent service staff.
All right. Well, you can always find me there. I'll tell you that. Let's talk. One of the events that you guys do that's it's such a special event, and I'm so glad Cox has been a part of it. Birdies for the Brave. It's coming up. Talk a little bit about the event. I mean, what it celebrates, and because it's just, and I think if I'm not mistaken, PGA Tour gets behind this too.
Correct. It's a PGA Tour initiative, and all the TPCs across the country give one day a year to this special initiative, Birdies for the Brave. Our event's going to be Tuesday, November 11th, which is Veterans Day. It's an 11 o'clock shotgun, and basically we provide the golf course free of charge, and the staff does an amazing job as far as getting sponsors and promoting the event and raising money. And every year we average about $50,000. The
Wow.
Kelly Gibson Foundation is our annual presenting sponsor. They've been an
Kelly
amazing
does a
partner.
great job with it.
And over the last 7 years, we've raised over $300,000 for this event.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. And again, I've had the opportunity to participate, and it's just, golf in itself is rewarding, but Birdies for the Brave, it just takes it to a whole new level because the military folks that are out there who are thanking you for being a part of this, while we should be thanking them. And I think it's just a great way to get in a great round of golf and also say thank you to our service people, because I believe you have people from all branches of the service who are out there.
Well, there's all branches of service are representative, but there's 9 core military home front based charities that are benefiting from this event. One example is Homes for Our Troops. They modify homes for veterans that have been injured in war, lowering countertops, making door frames wider, making their homes more handicap accessible. And that's just one of the great charities that is benefiting from this event.
Well, again, it's Tuesday, November the 11th. Luke, your website is tpc.com/Louisiana. All information on registering teams can be found on the website as far as just information about TPC in general.
Yeah, you can go to our home website, tpclouisiana.com. You could also call the golf shop, and we've got all the information in there.
And you can start registering now, right?
Absolutely. We've got roughly about half the teams are sold out already. And
you have me down, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
And we've got a couple opportunities for sponsorships as far as a reception or a practice facility sponsor.
Okay.
But we're close to selling all the sponsorship opportunities. But we're just right at this point.
Awesome.
We're looking at $800 a foursome, and if we can get another 10 teams, it'd be an awesome event.
And again, you guys do such a great job because all the money raised goes toward the different organizations. I remember one year I was there, we built a house for a guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible. And then he came back the next year and was just thanking everybody for what they did. Again, it's just such a rewarding experience. I would encourage anybody that hasn't had a chance to do this to please take a part of this, because what better day than Veterans Day to say thank you to our troops who are to protect us, to allow us to play that wonderful game. Again, golf course is probably in the best shape I've ever seen it. Congratulations on that. It's a public facility. I can't tell you how many times I ask people about TPC. They say, "Oh, I can't play there. I'm not a member." You don't use the word member.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a public facility. It's a great facility. Golf course in great shape, and we're looking forward to a great fall.
Probably one of, also as far as a practice facility, I mean, the facilities you guys have, the range and the chipping area, I mean, just wonderful facilities to come out and practice. Even if you wanted to come out and practice, you can do that. You don't even have to play around the golf. You can come practice. So, Luke, always a pleasure to have you on the show. For more information on Birdies for the Brave, and again, I encourage you to please take a part of this. It can be found at tpc.com/Louisiana. You can register today. It does sell out, so you want to register pretty quick. Luke Farabaugh, General Manager with TPC, always glad to have you on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Very happy to have a first-time guest, Larry Richard. Larry is with the Louisiana Indian Heritage Association of Louisiana. And tell us a little about the organization and what y'all do, so forth.
Well, it's an organization that was created over 48 years ago, Steve. It was created by some people who really enjoyed the history, the culture, the dance, the whole aspect of Native life. And they formed an organization whose focus was to preserve this and continuate it.
Yeah.
And it's a mixed group. It's Native and non-Native people. We have a powwow every year, which is a dance. We invite everyone to come to this dance. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. You are most welcome to come. You'll see dancing, you'll see storytelling, you'll see craft work, you'll see food, just about anything you'll see at any other event, except at this one, you're made to feel welcome. You're at home. We ask people to come and bring their lawn chairs and sit right outside the dance circle so you can hear the music, see everything that goes on.
And Larry, let's talk about the event. It's the 48th annual, which that alone, that blows my mind, but it's the 48th annual LIHA Powwow. It's going to be November 22nd and 23rd at
Lamar
Dixon. Okay.
Right.
And for those of us that drive by there all the time and never know it's there, it's actually behind Cabela's, right?
Right. It's directly behind Cabela's on the next cross street. You can't see it from the highway, but it's easy access. You can take the highway exit.
And for me and my family, I always know that as the Cracker Barrel exit.
The Cracker Barrel, or in case of some of our wives, it's the Tanger exit mix.
Yeah, that's the other one, the Tanger exit. So talk a little bit about the powwow, what people will see, what they can do.
They'll see pan-Indian dancing. You'll see some of the premier dancers of the country come, representing different styles, different types of clothing, different types of dance. And we also honor our veterans. We're the type of people that we never worried about the politics of the war or the fight. We honored the people who went to war for us. And I know there's a lot of veterans who never received a proper homecoming. I invite you to come. You will have a song sung for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the middle of the dance circle by the drum. At each session, you'll be asked to please come out and honor us and partake. And people will come up and shake your head and thank you for what you've done.
That's great. And you were saying 2,000 people usually come to this.
Well, we've had up to 2,000 people.
That's great.
Some years a little less than others, but the maximum would be about 2,000 people.
Is admission fee, is there a cost?
$5.
Wow.
$5.
You really raised the price. Huh?
Oh yeah, it's a killer. I mean,
$5?
$5. And like I said, we want people to come and feel at home and feel relaxed. You ask questions. It's an intertribal powwow. You'll hear the announcer, the MC, say intertribal. And that means everybody come up and dance. Come and see how good it feels. And the sound of the drum coming through you and just generating outwards. It's a great feeling.
Well, 48th annual, you're doing something right.
Well, apparently somebody has.
Somebody
has. And we're still open for sponsorships. We've opened it up several years ago and had real good response. We still have some slots open if someone's interested to have a business or a service.
Okay. Well, Larry, again, November 22nd and 23rd at the Lamar Dixon. The website is liha.webs.com. We're going to put that on the screen. All the information about the powwow can be found on the website, sponsorship opportunities.
Absolutely.
And you were telling me before the show that anybody that sponsors, I mean, you definitely get your money's worth of recognition and
absolutely
things like that.
Absolutely. They get a space to put up their table and do their promotions. They'll receive a sign announcing them as a sponsor. They'll get a lot of public attention from the master
and Larry,
ceremonies.
I would think a lot of this for the younger audience, a lot of educational things involved.
There is
a lot of heritage.
There is a lot of education. We have a great response from our scouts. They come there and they camp, and of course they get a discount at their camping.
Yes. Well, let me ask you this. So if I'm a troop leader, get in contact with you guys and see about bringing my troop up there?
Absolutely. And if you're a first responder, a policeman or a fireman, or you're in the military, you come in absolutely free if you're in uniform.
That's great. Larry, best of luck. Again, 48th annual. You're doing something right. I don't think we've ever had anybody on the show that's got a 48th annual, but best of luck. Please, any more information you got to share about the organization, feel free to come back on the show and talk about that. We appreciate you taking time to drive down and be on the show. We've got a couple more guests, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Just so proud to have Millie Baudier as our next guest. Millie is the co-chair for the Tour de Jefferson. But most importantly, Millie works with me as our community affairs specialist. And Millie, you do a great job. I mean, Millie is out there. Her heart is in our community events. So first and foremost, I just want to thank you from all of us at Cox for what you do as a community affairs specialist. Greatly appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you.
That ties into this because you are very involved with the Jefferson Chamber. You're our board representative from Cox, and we love Todd and all that Todd and the Chamber, they do such a great job there, and you have the pleasure of serving as the co-chair of the Tour de Jefferson. So
yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Always nice to be a co-chair because somehow you get elected to that position.
Yes,
and
you know, somebody else doing the other half.
Yeah, and you know co-chair means next year you're the chair, right? Or
no.
Is it not? Okay,
no.
All right. Well, they already know it doesn't really.
So
Millie, we'll talk a little bit about Tour de Jefferson, but I think the most important thing that I want to point out, this is not a race. This is very casual, very family-oriented event, because a lot of times when you hear something like Tour de Jefferson or whatever, first thing you think of is a race. And again, not a race. There's, I believe, 3 categories you can ride in. And so just take a few minutes, tell us about Tour de Jefferson, and then we'll talk more about how people can get involved in that.
Okay, this is the 8th annual Tour de Jefferson taking place on Sunday, November 2nd. The race begins at 8:30 a.m., starts at the wave pool at Bayou Signet in West Wego, and ends back there also. So we'll go down around like the farmer's market, take the Mississippi Trail, past Woodmere Elementary School. There's a lot of sights to see on the west bank of Jefferson Parish, and that bike ride is an excellent way to do that.
Now, food, drinks when you go to the park?
Yes, so at the end of the tour, at the end of the Tour de Jefferson, the ride, there's a fin de tour is what we call it, and there'll be drinks, music, food, fun. So.
So the website is tourdejefferson.org. We're going to put that on the screen. And I was talking to you before we began. You do need to register for this.
You need to register.
And I just want to make sure I'm correct. You really can't just show up to start riding. You need to register before the event, correct?
We would prefer you register.
Okay.
And I also want to point out that we have a presenting sponsor, which is Peak BMW.
Okay.
And our supporting sponsor is Louisiana Life Magazine. So we really appreciate all our sponsors. We can use anybody else who wants to come out and sponsor. We want riders out there. It's going to be a great day. There's no Saints game that day.
Oh, good.
And we are expecting over 800 riders.
And registration fee is how much?
$35 for adults and $15 for ages 13 to 17, and children under 13 come out for free, and definitely everybody come out.
Okay. So the three different rides, there's an 11-mile ride,
37
mile
and
ride,
50.
and 50. So if I'm doing the 11, what would happen is I would ride for the 11 miles, and then there would be transport. I don't really just turn around and come back.
No.
There would be transportation.
Right, we have transportation. We have a bus that will pick you up and a trailer that will put your bike on and bring you back to Bayou Signet, so that you're not, having to struggle for
37-mile ride, the same thing?
Yes,
Or, okay,
yes.
so the only,
and then
the
50
only
is round trip.
Okay, all right. And round trip meaning you go to Jean Lafitte, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that
And the
area?
Westwego Farmers, I think it's the Westwego Farmers Market.
Okay. Pretty good ride.
Yeah.
I mean, very pretty ride, too.
Beautiful, and it's going to be a great day.
Okay. All right, Millie. Well, again, website is www.tourdejefferson.org. Please go to the website. Prefer you register. You can just show up to ride, but we prefer you register. All the money goes to the Jefferson Chamber. It's a wonderful event. I've had the opportunity to do it once before. It's a lot of fun, very casual. Again, not a race, very casual, bring the family out and ride. Millie, thank you so much.
And you're going to do it, right?
I am going to do it again this year, too.
Good,
I love that area because it's so pretty to ride in, too. So
I'll take pictures and post them at the next show.
That'll be another show. I'll need the medical lady back on to talk about that. Millie, thanks so much for being a part of the show. Greatly appreciate it. We have one more guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Great show today. It seems like it's Cox Day because we now have Kristina Lagasse on the show. Kristina is our communications supervisor for Cox. And Kristina, you do a great job. It's such a pleasure to have you. You've been on the team now for 2 years. Millie was representing the chamber, and you are representing a program that we are very proud to be a part of. The program is called C2C, Connect to Compete. So tell us a little bit about the history of Connect to Compete and what's involved in the program.
Sure, and thanks for having me, Steve. But Connect to Compete is a program that Cox has adopted to help narrow the digital divide. 1 in 3 students in Louisiana don't have access to internet in their homes. So this is really our program to help connect students and get them online. It's a program that offers internet to students who are on the free lunch program. So if you're on the free lunch program, you can get internet for $9.95 per month, which is a really great discount.
And if I'm not mistaken, Cox also does free installation.
Right, it's free installation, no service charges. It's really just the $9.95 per month. So it's a really great discount, and it really, affords families the opportunity to have internet in their homes.
Now, I know, just to be fair, on the show, we've talked about how you can qualify. There are a couple of things that we have to be careful of, and I believe one is explain those to us.
Right, so there's a few eligibility requirements.
Okay.
So the first is you have to be on the National Free Lunch Program. One of your children have to be on the program. The second is you can't be a current Cox customer, so within the previous 90 days. And then the third is you can't have bad debt with Cox.
Okay, now let me ask, and just to clarify, if you can't be a Cox customer, is that like a Cox internet customer or just Cox in general?
Just a Cox internet customer.
Okay,
right.
so if I'm a Cox video customer and I have video service with Cox and I don't have internet, I can now take advantage of this because I don't have internet.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Now, Kristina, the website is connecttocompete.org. TPC.org/Cox. We'll put that on the screen. If I'm watching the show today and I'm wondering, wow, do I qualify? I can actually go to this website and see if I qualify for the program.
Right, it's very easy, it's simple. You go on, it's really a lot of drop-down menus. You add what school your child goes to, your address, and it kind of takes you from there. It's pretty simple. You can do it from your cell phone, so if you really don't have internet in your home and you have a cell phone, you can do it from there. Or you can call the Cox C2C hotline, which will also give you a representative that will help you, guide you through the process.
Okay. Now, one great thing about the program, this is a total Cox initiative, meaning all across the country, all Cox customers can take advantage of this.
Correct. So if there's a customer in Virginia or you have a family member in one of those areas, they could also take advantage of C2C.
Well, you know what? So if let's just say if I'm watching this show right now and I'm on vacation or whatever, and I am a Cox customer in New England, I mean the same website would apply for.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. So if if you're in the Cox market, you can go to that website no matter if you're in Louisiana or New England.
Okay. Is there a time limit? I mean, is there an expiration date coming up?
So Cox is committed to offer the program through 2016. So the $9.95 will last through that time, and then we'll revisit that at 2016.
Okay.
Too.
So there's not like a time period in 2014 that this is going to stop.
No,
I mean, I've got the whole year.
No,
I've
we're
got
committed.
all of 2015. Okay, that's great. And again, I think this is great that Cox does this. I do want to point out though that Cox is really an administrator of the program, because the Connect to Compete organization is the organization that actually does. I mean, that's who you're working with.
Right. Correct.
Okay. All right, Kristina, listen, thanks so much for being part of the
Thank
show.
you.
Appreciate it. Any questions you have, again, the website is connecttocompete.org/Cox. All the information regarding the program can be found on there. If you get the opportunity, I mean, it's a great way to get the internet into your family. Internet is all about learning right now, and we just at Cox, we want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to receive that service. Kristina, thanks for being. Probably have you back on the show again to talk about follow-up and how the program is going.
Sounds
and
great.
things like that. You've been watching Across Louisiana. We thank you very much for taking time to watch the show. As always, we'll see you next time.